You're watching KLTX, Channel 15, serving the city of Lufkin.
Today on City Hall Update. As we head into the holiday season, there will be many events around the city that you will want to add to your calendar. We'll preview some of the events and tell you how you can participate. Plus, you've heard and seen the phrase, Shop Lufkin. With the holidays on the way, City Manager Keith Wright joins us today to tell you why. And Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and that makes East Texans think about helping the needy. We're going to show you how you can get involved. Hi everyone, I'm Yana Ogletree and welcome to this edition of City Hall Update. We begin our show by saying farewell to Angelina County Precinct 4 Justice of the Peace, Esther Krager Barger. Justice Barger has announced she is retiring at the end of her term after 16 years of service. The office of a JP functions much like a judge, hearing traffic and civil cases, and is an elected position. And speaking of elections, November means it's time to vote. And even though we don't have major national elections this year, there are several local offices that need to be determined, as well as proposed amendments to our state constitution. In other political news, Lufkin's own Dr. Kevin Ellis has been appointed to the Texas Commission on Public School Finance by the State Board of Education. The State Board of Education says the commission is established to develop and make recommendations for improvements to the current public school finance system or for new methods of financing public school. Dr. Ellis was elected in 2016 and represents Angelina as well as 30 of the neighboring counties. Meanwhile, Angelina College Physical Education Coordinator and Instructor Patty Donaldson was recently named as the 2017 Texas Recreational Professional of the Year from the Texas Association of Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. A member of the state organization since 2003, Donaldson has served as Vice President of the Physical Education, Recreation, and General Divisions. She is running for Vice President of the College Division at the December convention. Now, this isn't Donaldson's first time to be recognized on the state level for her efforts. In 2015, she was named the Physical Educator of the Year for colleges and universities. Donaldson says she appreciates this organization because it offers teachers and professionals within all relevant areas a plethora of opportunities for professional development. Donaldson began teaching at Angelina College in 2007. She holds a Master of Science in Kinesiology from Texas Women's University and a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education from University of North Texas. The Texas Forestry Museum is proud to announce 2 individuals are being inducted into the Texas Forestry Hall of Fame this year based on their dedicated service and substantial or lasting contribution to forestry or forestry conservation. The late Lauren L. Bishop and the late Simon W. Henderson Jr. are being honored with the award in a ceremony to take place on November 6th. And Lufkin's own state representative, Trent Ashby, was honored with the Jack R. Butch McMullen Silver Spike Award during October's First Friday Luncheon. The award is for alumni of Leadership Lufkin in recognition of a continuance to excel in leadership in all areas of their lives. State Representative Ashby is credited for holding numerous leadership roles in area nonprofit organizations. In other news, the familiar white buses of the Brazos Transit District have been replaced. Grant money from the Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery was matched by funds from TxDOT to purchase the new fleet that is already serving residents of Lufkin. Now, if you would like more information on Brazos Transit, including the bus routes and fares, be sure to download the Brazos Transit app, which is compatible with Android and iPhones. If you travel Martin Luther King Boulevard at Loop 287, be on the lookout for highway construction. TxDOT has announced renovations are coming to the crossover at MLK Boulevard and Loop 287. The crossover by the Ellen Trout Zoo is actually being removed to eliminate crossover traffic. As always, when entering a construction zone, drive cautiously and stay alert. TxDOT expects the overhaul to be completed sometime next summer. In community event news, the Lufkin Art Guild has just wrapped up their fall art show in downtown Lufkin. From photography to painting, sculpture to digital work, the Guild put on quite a show, free to the public. The Lufkin Art Guild is affiliated with the Lone Star Art Guild and has been part of our community since 1975. It works to promote the fostering of creativity in all ages through classes and workshops. The Guild's next show will be in the spring, and they are always welcoming new artists. Visit lufkinartguild.blogspot.com for more information. If you missed out on the Fall Art Show or any of the other numerous events held in Lufkin during October, don't worry. We are in the holiday season, and there are plenty of upcoming events that you can attend, beginning with the Piney Woods Veterans Celebration Saturday, November 4th. The celebration kicks off with a parade in downtown Lufkin beginning at 10 a.m. Now, later in the month, Jason Crabb will be performing at the Pines, and you won't want to miss the holiday favorite, the annual lighting ceremony for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Pumping Unit, which takes place at 4:30 p.m. on November 18th in the Lufkin Mall parking lot. The Museum of East Texas Festival of Trees will kick off on November 20th, and that Yuletide display will be up through January 3rd. And get ready for a magical trip up north. The Pines Theater is showing Polar Express at 7 p.m. on November 25th. And as always, the Main Street Lufkin Christmas Parade will be on the Monday after Thanksgiving, November 27th at 6 p.m. in downtown Lufkin. Now, to see a complete list of upcoming events, visit the calendars page on www.visitlufkin.com. The next show in the lineup of the Angelina Arts Alliance promises to be quite the spectacle. Cirque Dreams Holidays features over 20 breathtaking acts, singers, and a myriad of holiday fun. For tickets or more information, visit www.angelinaarts.org or call the box office at 936-633-5454. Sadly, there is no place that is immune to unthinkable problems like child abuse. But Lufkin has a unique group of people working to help at Harold's House, East Texas Alliance for Children. The executive director of Harold's House, Deanna Wallace, is here to tell us more. I'd like to welcome Deanna Wallace to the show. She's here to talk about a great organization here in our area called Harold's House. And Harold's House makes a huge impact on our community day after day after day. Deanna, thank you for joining us on City Hall Update.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Harold's House, something that's very near and dear to your heart. For those of you who don't know what Harold's House is, just give me a brief summary of what it is.
So Harold's House is a children's advocacy center, one of 70 in the state of Texas, and we coordinate a multidisciplinary approach to child abuse cases. So we bring together all the different components from law enforcement, medical and mental health, judicial. We bring them all together to make sure every kid's case gets all the attention it deserves.
How many children do you see on an annual basis on average?
We typically see close to 400 primary victims with probably another 800 to 900 secondary victims. That would be siblings who weren't directly abused but witnessed it or were impacted in some way. So we see close to 1,200 people annually.
And that's so hard to imagine, that this is happening in our community. I mean, at that level, one is too many, but 1,200, that's a lot.
That is a lot. I believe, in the month of September alone, we had 35 interviews with, 26 of those being sexual abuse allegations, and the others being a combination of physical and sexual abuse. And again, with the highest demographic is always in that age 6 to 12 range. Your kindergartners through your 8th graders are the highest demographic we see.
Do you know how Angelina County ranks in the state when it comes to child abuse?
We're actually pretty average with the state statistics. We don't have more of a prevalence or less. We're pretty average with the state.
And then when you put that in a state perspective, though, you think we're average. That's about, when you compare to what's happening across the state.
It's a lot. CACs across the state see over 40,000 kids annually.
Okay, so let's talk about the process at Harold's house. Does someone contact Harold's house directly, or does it go through law enforcement?
It goes through law enforcement or CPS or some version of DFPS, the Department of Family Services. So they will contact us once an allegation or a report is filed. And then the kid comes to us for different services. Forensic interviews is a common one we offer. It helps for the kid to just have to talk to one person, tell the story one time. It's recorded, and everyone else involved in the case gets a copy of that and is observing from another room. We offer sexual assault medical exams there at Harold's house. We offer a variety of family services. We help them sign up for crime victims compensation and get counseling referrals, and just try to take care of any needs related to that case to help the child.
Yeah, because there are many components. When an outcry is made, and I guess the first, okay, if someone's watching this and maybe it could be a child who sees this, or an adult that knows is suspicious. So they would pick up the phone or go see law enforcement or CPS.
Yes, so if it's an in-home perpetrator is the only time CPS would typically be involved. Any other scenario, make that call to law enforcement. There's a state hotline, or you can call your local law enforcement directly, which is what I recommend. And even if you just suspect the abuse, they'll determine fairly quickly whether it's real or not, and be able to proceed with that case accordingly.
And so what if you were the victim who's making this call? You know, of course they may think, oh, I don't want anybody to find out. I don't want the perpetrator to know that I'm doing this. You know, they may be threatened. You know, what kind of message could you give them that it's okay, you will be safe?
You know, we try to make the process as smooth as possible, maintain that separation between the victims and perpetrators. Law enforcement and CPS are very active in ensuring the victim's safety in scenarios like that. We receive assistance from the Family Crisis Center when needed to aid in those areas. And, you know, we do everything within our legal power to make sure the victim is safe and it's okay to tell those stories.
To handle a caseload of 1,200 or so, you have to have money to keep the organization afloat. Do you survive off of grants and fundraisers?
So about 40% of our funding comes from federal grants. The rest we have to raise locally through fundraisers and local foundations that help support our mission. Okay,
so I don't know how long ago it was, but Purse Bingo came to town.
Yes, 7 years.
It says it's been 7 years?
7 years
of a fantastic fundraiser to raise money for Harold's house. So 7 years ago, even though some of the men on the board didn't think it could happen, right. I have to throw this out there, and the women pushed forward and said, no, Purse Bingo's gonna be great. And it has been great from day one. And you're getting ready to hold the 7th one?
Our 7th annual comes up in December. Yes, so we're really excited. We packed the Civic Center from one end to the other, 1,290 seats. Danny Merrill is always kind enough to come and MC the evening for us and call out our bingo numbers so the ladies can get upset with him when they don't win. We offer 35 designer purses, as well as we have a great silent auction going on the side and door prizes. It's just a really fun evening.
Lots and lots of women going to that. And, you know, so let's put this in perspective. The event sold out in under 10 minutes.
Online, yes. We really couldn't believe it ourselves. My staff and I, we were by the computers and prepared to take some phone calls because some people have difficulty using the website. And about 4 or 5 minutes in, my staff started yelling at me saying, my computer's messed up. It's telling me the tables are sold out. And sure enough, we were checking and refreshing and doing everything we could think, but they truly were sold out that quickly.
Well, that is fantastic. It is the hottest ticket in town, especially here at the holiday season. Purse Bingo is held once a year here in Lufkin and also in Nacogdoches, right?
Nacogdoches in the summer.
In the summer. So if you want a shot at getting a designer purse and want to have some fun doing it, we encourage you to go to Purse Bingo. Well, if you don't have a ticket, you're out of luck. But maybe you can mark it on your calendar for next year, or maybe you have a friend who's going and maybe you can talk to them and see if they have an extra ticket at their table and go. But it's a great cause to support. It adds a lot to your bottom line in your budget, and to help those children here in the Angelina County area. Deanna, thank you for joining us, and best of luck with Purse Bingo. I'm hoping I win. Do you have any? Can you help me out?
I wish. I don't
imagine a lot of people ask you that, don't they?
I look at some of those purses. We purchase them all year long for the 2 bingos, and I'm envying some of those walking out of the event myself.
But, whether you win or not, it's a lot of fun.
It is a great girls' night out.
And a great girls' night. Where else can you go and have a girls' night out with 1,300 others?
Right, 1,300 of your closest friends.
Yeah, exactly, and helping out a good cause. So, Deanna, thank you for joining us on City Hall Update, and best of luck again with Purse Bingo.
Thank you.
With the holiday season fast approaching, we start thinking about shopping. You've probably seen messages telling you to shop locally for years. And City Manager Keith Wright is here to talk about why that is so important. Lufkin City Manager Keith Wright joins us today to talk about why it is so important to shop Lufkin. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you again. Here. We're coming into the holiday season. A lot of people are going to be out spending money, and we want them spending money in Lufkin. We do. It really affects our budget, and I just want to talk to you today about the impact of shopping local to our budget and what it does to the city. We've been kind of stagnant in our economic growth, particularly as it comes and relates back to sales tax, which is a big part of the city's budget. And so we're kicking off, with the help of Tara Watkins, a Shop Local campaign, and through the LCVB. So our new slogan is Shop, Eat, Live, Love Lufkin. And you can go to lovelufkin.com and you can see some of our material that we're putting out and some of the statistics that are related to shopping. And so we're trying to encourage everyone to think about what they do. We understand that if you can't buy something in Lufkin, we fully understand that. If you can't buy something for a reasonable price, we understand that as well. But if you can buy it here instead of buying it online, we're encouraging you to buy in Lufkin because there is an impact. There's an impact not only to the city, but to employees, to our tax base, and there's several different things that can happen. And so Lufkin doesn't have a shortage of retail or restaurants, it doesn't seem like. So you say we're kind of stagnant. Why do you think that is? Well, what happens with sales tax, and if you're shopping online, which we think that's the biggest thing that is hurting us, if you shop in Lufkin directly, we get the sales tax related to that, which is we collect 8.25% on sales tax, of which $6, say if you had $100 worth of expenditures and you paid $8.25 of sales tax, $6.25 of that is going to go to the state. 50 cents is going to the county, and $1.50 is going to come back to the city. I don't think a lot of people realize how it breaks out like that. Yeah, so the state gets the majority of that. The city only gets about $1.50, and then 1/8 of 1% of that goes to economic development. So sales tax is important to us because also it funds our economic development. Which is critical to bringing in the larger industries. Which is critical to bringing in the larger industries. But if you shop online, the only way we get sales tax from that is if we have a box that is represented in Lufkin. And I got this from the state comptroller. I asked him these questions specifically. So if you shop online at Academy, the city should receive sales tax off of that purchase. But if you shop at Macy's or Dillard's or something like that is not, or Amazon, which is not located in Lufkin, we will not get sales tax. The state will, but the city will not. And so the bigger cities really benefit from that because they have a significant variety of retail versus we have a limited variety.
And so the only thing that we're going to impact off is what's located in Lufkin.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I know last year was another record year for online shopping. No doubt we'll probably see that again this year. So many people are just going online because it is convenient. But you bring up a good point, because if you shop local and you shop online local, that money's coming back to the city. So how critical is that if we don't have a good holiday season?
So let's think about, what happens for every dollar that you spend. We've got a little card that we're putting out, a Wright card, and you can see this on the lovelufkin.com page. So for every $1.50 that we receive, 82 cents of that goes to public safety. So in $1.50, 82 pennies go to fire and police in the city of Lufkin.
And that's on the top of everyone's mind.
Everyone's list. I would tell you that we could use more policemen. There's issues out there that that concern me with the number of police officers that we have, and we just can't afford to expand that employment base. Street department gets about 17 cents. And I would also tell you that we're getting further and further behind on our street maintenance. We only have 17 cents of that $1.50 for the street maintenance. And so then you get parks, which is another 8 cents, the zoo, which is 7 cents, the library, which is 3 cents. And so then the rest of the city makes up that last 30 cents. And so when you take that $1.50 and you break it down, the vast majority of that goes to public safety.
Well, that really puts it all in perspective when you think about why you should shop locally and how that money is spent. And so I think if a lot of people understand that, that's a great rack card or marketing tool to put out to the residents here and just support support the infrastructure that you have here. And
most people have a misconception about property tax and how much property tax the city collects and the value of that tax. But I'm going to break that down for you too. As far as major revenues in the city, this budget year that we just kicked off in October, we are budgeting an estimated revenue of $32.6 million, which is about $500,000 less than last year. And that's mainly due to sales tax increase. So property tax is about $7.4 million of that. It comes from property tax, about $2.3 million from franchise tax, and then the EMS is about $2.4 million. Other fees that we charge is about $1.1 million, and then sales tax is about $14.26 million of that revenue. Those are the major revenue sources. So you see property tax is only 7.4, which is about half of what we get on sales tax, but the police department, to fund it right now, costs over $9 million, and the fire department is over $8 million. So you can see the property tax does not even pay for the police or fire departments standing alone, much less to keep up with the needs of the city. Right. And sales tax is critical to us. I talked to a guy the other day. He was ordering paper products on Amazon and having them delivered to his house. I mean, yes, it's convenient, but it does hurt the city's employment and its tax base, because if these box retail starts shutting down, that's tax base, that's employment's going to go with that. I know it's not the greatest employment as far as retail is concerned versus manufacturing, but it is still employment, it's still jobs, it's still economic engine that's contributing to Lufkin. So we need to support that.
We're in a society, it's all about convenience.
Right.
We want it here, we want it now. We don't want to have to go and haul it home, and if someone can just deliver it to our doorstep. But we just have to retrain the way we think. And like you're saying, go to an office supplies store here and, buy your reams of paper or whatever it is that you may need. And, with that in mind, you're helping, it's helping so many people, including yourself, in the city.
And we understand that people are going to continue to shop online because of the deals that they can get or the availability of a product. And we encourage that. That's not a problem. But when you can, shop local. When you can spend your money here and it's, a reasonable price, buy here. We don't collect sales tax on everything like food, vehicles. The city doesn't get sales tax off that. But what we do get sales tax off of, we really encourage you to purchase that local if at all possible.
Absolutely. Okay, so, and the slogan is live.
Shop, eat, live, love Lufkin.
All right.
And it's at lovelufkin.com.
Lovelufkin.com. Okay, so as we head into the critical holiday season, don't forget to support your community and shop locally. Keith, thank you for joining us here on City Hall Update.
Thank you for having me.
Thanksgiving is not only a time when we are thankful for what we have, but also a time when we remember to help those that are less fortunate than ourselves. Lufkin has several organizations that are on the forefront fighting against poverty every day. One of the directors of Godtel Ministries is here to tell us what they do and how you can get involved. Mary Baker joins us from Godtel Ministries right here in Lufkin. It's been a mainstay for 28 plus years, right?
Yes.
So, Mary, tell me, what is Godtel?
Well, Godtel is a temporary shelter for those people who don't have a home. Godtel stands for God's Open Door to Eternal Life, and so our very main purpose is to tell people about Jesus, how he loves them and how he can change their lives. And secondly, we provide a place to stay to take care of their needs. We provide meals and shelter and clothing and, of course, the amenities of home with a bed and hot and cold running water to take showers, and we wash their clothes, and we just give them a worry-free place to stay while they take care of their business of hopefully getting a job, saving their money, and getting their own home. Eventually, that is what we're doing.
You know, I've known about Godtel as long as I've been here in this community, but I never knew that's what it stood for. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's really neat. Okay, so they can come, anybody can come?
If they're willing to go by our rules and, yes, wanting to make a change in their lives. We have 2 Bible studies every day, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. that they are required to attend. And then they get ready for the day. And Monday through Friday, they need to be out, like I said, looking for a job and then going to work and saving their money. And we have a setup where they can put their money saved in an envelope in the office and it's put in the safe every night. We also want to change their lives by telling them, like I said, the love that Jesus has for them. And we have seen many people move out and they have had changes, but others just go on, and that's okay because we've done our part. It's about us being faithful to him.
And if you see someone in town, say a panhandler, someone, you know, asking for money on the side of the street, should you give to them, or is it best to say you need to go to Godtel, or for people to direct them to you guys?
I would advise to direct them to Godtel or any other agency that might meet their need better than us. A lot of times the church people or store people, we've gotten calls, say we have a woman or a man who needs a place to stay and they just need to come to our location. We check in at 4 and we read them all the rules at that time. And like I said, we provide 3 meals a day. So even if they don't come to stay at Godtel, they are welcome to come eat with us.
And you and your husband run Godtel?
Yes, we are the directors at the Lufkin location, my husband and myself. Godtel's actually been in Lufkin since 1983, but we have been the directors since 1989. Our children both graduated from Lufkin High School, and they are both very grown up with children of their own and careers. So we've been here 28 years.
Do you have staff helping you?
We do have staff. Right now we have Joseph, who's our manager, and Christy, who's just a big help in my office. And we have Dolores, who does our cooking, and we have 2 others, Crystal and Ward. Crystal does our laundry. That is a heavy-duty hot job, as well as the kitchen. And Warren just helps with the men. He has a daytime job, so he helps us mainly in the evening.
So can you take men and women?
Yes, we do have a men's dorm with a 40-bed capacity, and on the women's dorm, 22 beds. We do not have couple facilities, but we do have couples stay there. They're welcome to come.
But they can't stay together.
Correct.
What about children?
We do have children. Children would stay with the mother most of the time. And right now I have a woman with 3 children. There is a father in the picture. He also is at Godtail.
And so how do they go out and try to find a job if they have the 3 kids?
Well, in this situation, the dad, the husband, he is actually the one who has a job right now. When he got here, that he did not have employment. And her job, because they are under 5 years old, was to take care of the children. And so, but if she wanted to, I mean, we don't direct if she can or can't, but we don't make her go because she does have.
How long can someone stay at Godtail?
We don't really have a time limit. We've had people stay for a very long time, up to about a year, and we've had others that just stay a night because they don't like our rules or they just needed one night. Kind of a guideline is a second or third full paycheck is a good timeline for people to move out. But it also just depends on if they're working a full 40 hours a week, which is hard to do today. And if they have deposits for, rent or utilities before they move out. And with family units, it usually takes longer because they usually need a bigger house or a different situation.
It's a rewarding job and something that you've done, you said, for 28 years? Yeah, so you've seen a lot of successes, I'm sure. People coming through, and then maybe not so many as but you've seen some successes, and that I'm sure warms your heart that you've helped put someone back on their feet and to be a productive person in society. And sometimes someone just needs the help, and thank goodness you're there to offer that help. So how can the community get involved?
Well, I know this may sound kind of minor, but prayer, we do appreciate prayers going up on our behalf and behalf of the workers as well as the residents. But we always take donations of clothing. I have a clothing room. Any clothes that the residents take are free. We do not sell them. And we do personal hygiene needs. There's soap, shampoo, deodorant, powder, that kind of stuff as well for daily upkeep. And then we take food, canned goods, paper goods. All those things are very welcome, and they are being used daily. We do have needs from time to time for twin size sheets, but I take any size sheets. We use blankets. I also am pleased and blessed that we can help people when they move out. I can give them sheets and blankets and sometimes dishes, so we can help them get started with that kind of item also. So
if someone wants to drop off clothing or household items, they would just need to come to Godtail, and that's where you accept those items?
Yes. Now, the Lufkin location, we do not have room for furniture. Okay. But like I said, the dishes, pots, blankets and such like that.
And of course, the clothing you would want to be gently used,
yes.
In good condition.
Yes.
Okay.
Most appreciative, yes.
Okay, and you would like them to deliver those items during business?
Yes.
Business hours, I guess.
Daytime hours, so preferably before 5 o'clock. And we are open on Saturday and Sunday, but we don't really man the office on Sunday, but we are there 7 days a week.
All right. Mary, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you telling us more about Godtail and that ministry that's helping those in need in our area, or those passing through, I guess. So thank you very much. And as a community, you can certainly help Godtail if you'd like to give food or clothing, household items. Those items will be greatly, greatly appreciated and put to good use. So keep them in mind this holiday season. Mary, thank you, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
That's all for this edition of City Hall Update. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you will continue to watch for the latest news and information from Lufkin City Hall. I'm Yana Ogletree. Have a great day.